Hi everyone, Summer here with AstariaSen, and I'm settling into my tiny home cabin area, and I wanted to do some protection magic for my property. And so what I'm going to show you how to do today is a dragon sigil. Um, so the story behind getting into this dragon sigil is kind of back a few episodes or a few videos ago. I had talked about a tarot reading I had professionally done, and she had talked about wings, and she talked about webs, and she talked about stars, and gave me my reading and stuff like that. Well, and I wrote it all down and everything, but one of the other things that she talked about, and I don't remember if I mentioned it in that video, was dragons and having a dragon on my property. So she said, make a dragon out of rocks, or, whatever you want to do. So I started researching talismans, amulets, and charms, just, out of curiosity. And somehow I ended up down the sigil hole. Not that I've never been there before, but I got involved in it again. And I've done sigils before. The last one I did was a luck sigil. It was a couple years ago now. But it was really the only one that I'd done, really, and I'm not really used to doing sigils or anything like that, so it's kind of like a DIY beginner sigil. So it's not super, super intricate. It is simple. It is Dragon Guardian based. So when you make a sigil, one of the things that happens is you write out the word or the phrase that you want to use in your sigil. And I wanted to use Dragon Guardian. Because it would be a guardian or guard for my property area, right? So I wrote down the words dragon and guardian. Now, when you do the sigil work, you cross out all of the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. Those aren't vowels you use when you're making a sigil. You just stick with the base core consonants. And then after that, you cross out any double letters. So dragon guardian has 2 D's and 2 G's and 2 N's. So that is something to consider. But funny thing about that is, even though I wrote the words down and I crossed them all out, I realized really quickly that there would be no letters to use for the guardian part, and only the dragon letters were available. So how interesting is that? Dragons are already guardians. And so I think that my little sigil was telling me, you don't need that part. So I did do a couple different tries on my own before I made the sigil video for you guys, the tutorial, because I wanted to not mess up. And it took me a couple of days to come up with this sigil. Not like 48 hours kind of days, but like being awake and working on it in a couple hours here and a couple hours there during the day, and just playing around with how I wanted it to look and stuff like that. So what I do in the DIY is I just show you how I did it. I am not really going to walk you through it. There's plenty of sigil videos on how to. So feel free to look those up on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find all sorts of different kinds, because there are a million ways to do sigils. The one that I used was using the letters and then breaking apart the letters, which you will see in the DIY, and using the actual just lines of the letters, because that's how I actually learned to do it. Other people use numbers and associate them with the letters. Other people use like a witch wheel and stuff like that. I didn't use any of that. So I just basically put it together, and maybe that was, I don't know, is that a more advanced way of doing sigil work or not? I don't really know. That's just the way I learned, so that's the way I did it, because it seemed easier to me. So then after the DIY, I'm going to show you where I carved my sigil in. I carved it into several places, and I just wanted to show you where I wanted that guardian sigil to be and protect. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this video. I'd really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all of that. I hope you guys have a very great day.